Hi, welcome. This is going to be a midweek pick-me-up reading. I'm just going to pull some cards and see where it takes us. So anyways, I hope you're enjoying your week. It's so nice out that I wanted to do my little intro out here before I go inside. So as always, use your own logic, discernment, intuition when making decisions and taking in these messages, and just try to keep an open mind. So what hasn't happened yet will probably seem unfamiliar. Hopefully these will be sparks of inspiration or information for you for whatever it is you're wondering about, in whatever context you are needing advice or help, clarity, inspiration in. So thanks for joining me, and let's get started. Hi, welcome back. I forgot to mention that it is Virgo season, so for all my Virgos out there, I hope you are enjoying your birthday month, and happy birthday. Let's get started. I thought I'd switch it up and try a few different cards and oracle cards and decks and just see what happens. Excuse my wind effect here. I have the fan going, but I don't know if it's working in my favor. Alright, so anyways, let's get started. This is for the highest and greatest good of all. Just a mini pick-me-up. Seven of Swords. Venus and Aquarius. So Seven of Swords, complicated card. It can just mean something simple like looking over your shoulder or looking back twice, or it can mean like liar, cheater, or thief sometimes, or like someone sneaking in somewhere and grabbing things and taking it with them. What are you taking with you? What thoughts, especially since it has to do with swords, what thoughts are you carrying with you forward that maybe that you should leave behind, or continue to keep going with? Sometimes it means carry your thoughts across the field. I had MC Hammer there for the video representation of this card. You can't touch this. More of a cheeky way of saying, stealing and that kind of thing, but it doesn't always mean that, and it can just mean getting away with something, whether good or bad, like pulling something off. Sometimes I just think of it as like putting your first foot forward, laying out the groundwork or something, thought-wise, leaving what's unnecessary behind, what you can't carry with you, what doesn't go with everything else, and trying to focus and clarify something maybe. Venus and Gemini, Nine of Swords is on the bottom, and the Hermit, Virgo. So I was just talking about Virgo. Nine of Swords, it's kind of like being up all night with your thoughts, usually, or just up all night. Levels, layers, let's see. Venus, Gemini, Venus and Aquarius, two air signs, so a lot of Venusian energy translated through mental thoughts and speech and communication, and just maybe loving thoughts, like very having to do a lot with like creativity and Venus, since it did come up twice, maybe I should mention that the September list that I created, that can also be thought of as maybe the world replicated Venus, and how we had different decks here, and Tulip's Odyssey was one, and this one is the Venusian playlist, so it has a lot more to do with love and romance and things of that nature, and just an alternate world or a dream within a dream. So see where things go, as I'm really liking pulling all these connections together, and it is art as connection, which is kind of a new area, so it's kind of exciting, and I want to keep going with that and see what other connections can be brought together and built upon. So anyways, that was a little bit of a digression, but anyways, let's pull one more from this deck. else do people need to know for the middle of the week? So this could also mean like watching your step, watching your back, making sure that, again, like you're not carrying more than you can actually carry, whether it be more metaphorically or not. This is judgment. 20, Scorpio, Leo, fire, Pluto. So, and I do often say that this, since there's a trumpet, the angel or conductor, sometimes I think of too, is blowing, and the people are coming back to life, usually from the water. So you can see some of that imagery in the different videos that I've picked. One more, the Fugees, Ready or Not, which is more of that sort of final judgment, traditional sense of the card. And in the September world, I have Lana Del Rey's, and it's more like a conductor, a composer. And if you've been following along here, then you would know that since we've been equating musical instruments to waves and airways, sound waves, beginning of the universe, and all of that we've talked about, and the movement of water as time, and that being the way to understand time, in a sense, which brings me to the star card, but I'll get into that in a second. And the angel being the composer, conducting the sound that all works together in their connections. So it's a way of conducting time also. And if you do know the imagery of the star card, it might be interesting to think of it this way, since the woman is pouring out water into a river or stream, pond, and on the other hand, she's pouring them out into 5 streams, representing the 5 senses. But it is a way of thinking about time too. The fact that water moves, and she's pouring it into water, the consistency, the something that's moving that shows you that time is moving too, and the streams that go out in all different directions, showing the space that it can cover, so space-time. Anyways, got really far off that. This could maybe mean feeling judged, or it could also just mean a notification, or something being brought to your attention, or a wake up. Again, kind of like the September world, like wake up, a dream within a dream, something that keeps layering on itself. Here it looks more like the sun, and its rays are the angel with its wings, and it has 2 snakes coming out of it. And Venus, Mars, and Pluto looks like. I didn't know this was associated with fire, but it could also have something to do with, like, again, hearing some sort of wake-up call that you need to go do something. Might have to do with a hospital. Maybe you just need, maybe you just need to be setting alarms or something to make sure you're not late. I know lately I've been completely exhausted and needing to set more alarms in order to like wake up on time and stuff. So just be like taking care of your health, and all together they end up being a 9. So and the Hermit card didn't pop out earlier, so maybe this has more to do with Virgo, and what's ahead or in store for Virgo energies this month, which is attention to detail. So this could also be paying attention to maybe red flags or something that, I don't know, it's something that just came to mind that is a distraction. This can sometimes mean distraction, and music too, and composer, orchestra, but maybe distracting yourself with music, distracted by the music. Maybe something's too loud, maybe you need to turn something down or turn something up, maybe so you don't forget something also. Notifications, tension, so you don't forget something that's important. Covering all your bases. I kind of want to pull one more card from here because I feel like it's Ten of Cups. Yeah. Again, maybe you just need a good judgment call on someone who could potentially be a little bit sneaky. Sometimes that can also have to do with the Seven of Swords. Maybe you're trying to sneak something in last minute. Four of Wands, Jupiter and Aries. Oh. Okay. Four of Wands, Jupiter and Aries. So this is a coming together. It's also preparation, planning, sometimes for like some sort of backyard get-together party, something like that. But it's, the coming together for walls, for posts, for angles, something that brings in structure. So maybe you're needing to, maybe you forgot something, left out some structuring, something having to do with laying a good foundation, starting point, coming together of opposites, Aries, fire again, and Jupiter. So just kind of like an abundance of energy, go-getterness, of taking action, of bringing things together to make a successful outcome. It can also be like a setup, especially with the Seven of Swords, some sort of setup, like a sneaky setup. Needing to hear the music, make a good judgment call. 20 is 2, and usually within the Four of Wands, there's two people coming together, some sort of celebration or something. So maybe it has to do with you and someone else. Maybe staying one step ahead. Or can it be some sort of retreat, tent, kind of like this. Just like space in your somewhere that's just kind of for you. Maybe that would help you clear your mind, get away from distractions. We've been talking about Marie Antoinette a lot, and I think about her, little retreats teetering on, and even in like Chow Manhattan, how Edie Sedgwick had a tent in her pool where she lived, and so creating some sort of structure maybe for yourself where you can just kind of lie back, get away from distractions, get away from whatever's on your mind, and just maybe listen to music. This can apply to a vast group of people. So let's keep going. There's another Wands card on the bottom. But it could also just mean a job well done. And maybe you were worried and just kind of having to like retrace your steps a lot and go back over things and make sure you didn't forget anything, and maybe now is the time to just sort of celebrate. And usually in typical imagery, the cards, they're raising their hands, and so it's kind of like a generation also, or coming back to life, or a celebration. Yes, you did it, you made it through. So you just keeping your head up and just not looking back, as long as you've like covered all your bases. Four of Wands, Sun. Precisely the least, the softest, the lightest, a lizard's rustling, a breath, a flash, a moment, a little makes the way of the best happiness. Frederick Nietzsche, and this is The Banks of Lore by Joseph Turner. Worcester Art Museum, Massachusetts. So again, it's just that like peaceful, calm time of day, either bright and early, like around 7, 6 a.m. when it's just, the sun's just coming out and it's still kind of light and dewy out and cool, and you have the whole day ahead of you, or the end of the day where it's sun's setting and kind of just relax. It just looks misty, and I feel like early morning, especially maybe with the judgment call, like a good wake up call. So it also means somewhere inside, some sort of inside. Sun is also 19, so I did change that just because I do feel like it's like younger energy in the Tulips Odyssey from 5 to 19, and not younger energy like in a bad way, like in a just sort of, if you look at the imagery of the card, you could probably see some of the crossover there, but I arranged the playlist more so that it can be more like a theme park, and you're just going through one thing at a time, that kind of, some of them take you back in time. So it's just a different way of looking at the arrangement of timing, and also how things loop again, we've talked about, and have mentioned some of the alchemical cycles before, and how I changed the names to be classic, and how right now we're sort of in a mixture between what I call shape-shifting, and also All Systems Go, which has to do with systems, and kind of like we're seeing now with just customizable type products, and how you can switch out different buckles or something on the belts, that kind of systematic. But of course it applies in different ways, on different levels, in different industries. But just to talk quickly about like the circular spiral nature of time, because we're kind of in between both of those, which then overlaps with the space between at number 4, which is a true coming together, but actually come together phase I don't have until 7. It's the end of the cycle. So you can kind of see how it loops back on it. So this is where you are now, and between 3 and 5 kind of overlaps there, and then going on, kind of backtracking again, kind of like the 7 of Swords, retracing a few steps, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, in order to regain the most powerful, I think, of fashion, like parts of maybe last season, to bring forward, kind of like the 7 of Swords also, since in the traditional imagery he's leaving 2 swords behind and carrying 5 with him, so like 5 ideas, leaving out what doesn't make sense any longer, and circling back to grab those things, and then coming forward, finding the overlap, thinking of a good way to like show this, and maybe make some sort of, I don't know, but yeah, so next would be individuality, but again, kind of like this season in fashion, where it was an overlap of all systems go, and shape shifting, so the geometry and the shapes and the colors and the shifting of that too, with a lot of that fluidity that we see in like a lot of the garments, and just the ease in the spring, and shifting into a new, something of tectonic plates, shifting of Earth's surface, and creating friction that again creates something new in that in-between space. Allows you to see where you're going, where you're left, you know, and but at the same time it really does kind of depend on your ability to just sort of grasp the gist of things going on around you, and mood, and everything from trends to music to pop culture to what's going on in the environment and politics and cultural events and things like that. So able to like grasp the gist of that using your own intuition, because yeah, you could like read through all these different things, which I think I might make another video for, to kind of go over some of the basics, since I think it is helpful for people. But yeah, you really do have to develop it too, and not just rely on, because I did translate it from old timey imagery and references to present day trends, so to use your own understanding, to grasp the gist of a situation, maybe with whatever it is you're dealing with or wondering about. Try to see the bigger picture, to grab the most relevant parts. Think of passing and coming to be. What else do people need to know? Maybe just getting outdoors would be, really good for you, so that you could just enjoy the end of the warm weather and before fall comes, which is pretty soon. Maybe bridging some sort of gap too. Water under the bridge, I want to say. I hope any of these messages are useful or applying to people out there. Queen of Swords. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. Lao Tzu. And Allegory of Good Government by Brogio Lorenzetti. 1338-40, Santa Italy. I was kind of thinking back, contemplating, and letting your mind sort of travel, see where it takes you, what ideas are interesting to you in the moment, seeing how that relates to reality in a way, I want to say, just sort of letting your interests guide you, going on some sort of mind trip, doing some research, seeing what interests you and why you're interested in those things, how it relates to your everyday life, and maybe pulling, extracting things out of that. She's some sort of little headband type thing. Think of Swedish Midsummer, which was recently. Just again, that fluidity, that easy breezy, relaxed, leisure, simplified bohemian or something. Maybe just, stepping away also. I did mention retreat, stepping away just from all the distractions, like your phone, and even just when you are relaxing and watching television, but really just turning everything off so that you can steer your thoughts. Strength. He knows not his own strength that hath not met adversity. Francis Bacon. Portrait of Queen Elizabeth I. Armada portrait. This has come up a lot. Strength. You strengthen your words. Leo came up a couple times in the Sun, and that's really just expressing yourself, expressing what it is you want to say. Leo is a very creative energy too, and along with Venus that came up, I think of taking what's in your mind and finding visual references or looking for visuals to reproduce what you see in your mind, as an allegory, as a metaphor for creation process at its essence, to see something in your mind and need to find ways to bring it to life. Creative means maybe creative writing and receiving some sort of help or inspiration or just power in whatever it is. Maybe today is a good day for you to get going on something you've been wanting to start. Maybe you've been wanting to start a book or writing something, and today is that day for you to just get off on a really good start, a really good foot. And I think though it is just expressing maybe how you feel about something or someone, or I don't know. Pull one more from this deck since it kind of got a little. This is the Page of Swords. And student is ready, the master will appear. Buddhist proverb, Hall of Writing by Camille Pissarro, 1894. So this is, again, could be something like a notification, a tweet, or it could just be younger air energy, maybe Libra. We had Gemini and Aquarius before, so we have the full air trine going on, and I think of the pages as cardinal signs. So that is, again, with Aries, we have Jupiter in Aries, which is another cardinal sign, Libra and Aries. It's that push-off point. It's the ones that get things going. Maybe it's the first thought, or the first thought in your mind, or something to just kind of go with your gut and go with that first thought and trust your instincts and whatever popped in your head first when you saw something. Could be writing something down, taking notes, being detail-oriented, studying. But again, it's that Libra and that Aries, which are opposites, so it is, again, that friction and that, like, wanting to start something, take action on something, wanting to be the first to think of something. This is also, the sun is very I am energy. It's expressing yourself. It's your sun sign. It's how you see yourself. And actually, like, being that, not letting things distract you from really saying or expressing or writing or whatever it is what you want to say. The Queen of Swords is very outspoken, someone who has an opinion, usually, or is very strong, again, in their words. Maybe you're getting some strong messages, some strong guidance, instincts from your higher self, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, and you're needing to listen, really take in what it is that you have been, what's been on your mind, what's been thoughts that have been popping into your head, to pay attention to those thoughts and write them down maybe. Maybe there's some logic or something behind the connections between them. This is a lot of mental activity and a lot of expression, and take action being the first cardinal to set off a season too. Neighbors. So think of like blueprints, and just, again, very detailed work, and with that structure, so maybe making a very detailed plan for yourself. Or just marking one thing off on your to-do list a day as a starting point of things that you want to get done, and just making some slow progress. Maybe not rushing in, because this is someone who sometimes gets a lot of the gossip and details and things from others, or just from observing. He's a very observant, smart little kid, if it is a kid, or younger energy, and they can express it, they can share it very easily, they can maybe go and tell their friends, so maybe just watching what you say. The Seven of Swords, making sure everything that you say has, or write, or do, has a lot of validity or structure or sound reasoning or something like that behind it. Maybe making sound decisions with the music here, and thought of retreat before, so maybe meditation, sound decisions, maybe if something's on your mind and you're wondering, maybe using one of the plays and making choice based on good emotional sound judgment, being in the right state of mind also. As reverse, this could be someone who just, anything with swords, page or queen, 7, could be anything having to do with, like, misleading someone maybe, or especially the 7 of Swords, or just not saying it like it is, or not getting something off your chest, or just holding back a little bit. So it's up to you to use your own good judgment to know whether or not you have been holding back, or been saying too much, or are right on target. So the Sun is a great card, and it's gorgeous weather out, so again, I might just be saying to get out. And also with the September playlist and the Minor Arcana playlist that I made for that, I've been showing more of the diversity and range of vocabulary that you can find with the tarot. So like the Ace of, or I think, yeah, the Ace of Swords, I have a song there called Basically, because the Ace of Swords can mean basically. Like if you're asking a question, is that right? And that pops up, it can mean basically. So, oh, this is the Emperor on the bottom. So first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Henry VIII. Oh, kind of like the Strength card before. Hans the Younger, scholars of Oxford. And, I just want to say, putting the finishing touches on something, because I just noticed these like little, they kind of look like like the gems and mood rings and stuff like that. Yes. They're just taking a strong, again, with the Four of Wands, and that kind of sometimes, since this is associated with Aries, and it's number 4 in the Major Arcana, where Wands is like a minor of this card, if that makes sense to you. Jupiter, again, getting lucky, or can also mean home, or some place that you find structure, or someone, or 1509. Again, another 9. 1509. So maybe this is geared towards Virgos more so, but at least keep an open mind and see how it can apply to you. And whoever this represents in your life, maybe this is the person you need to express something to, say something to, or are waiting to hear from. I just want to keep saying, like, sturdy, sound judgment. Maybe this relates to, maybe you are the emperor, or of your household, of whatever situation you're in, and you're needing to make some good, strong calls. So just being decisive, I think, and I mean, we only make the best decisions we can at the time with the information that we have. So just trying to keep that in mind, and keep everyone else in mind as well. So let's pull a love card. Romance, love, Venus. People need to know for today, coming days. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So attracting things to yourself, smelling the roses, taking time being in your garden or outdoors. Again, maybe again just taking things in, like trying to not just observe something, but see how many different senses you can incorporate when appreciating something. She has like little beads in her hair, which are actually going to look like which I think would look really cool as like a strand of pearls too, small little pearls. So attraction, and I also think of, when I said before, the first thing that comes to mind, but maybe first thing that you are drawn to. Also, if you're trying to pick or do something like that, the first thing that pops to your mind, the first thing that looks good to you, the first thing that you're drawn to, attracted to, maybe going with that. Vines, vineyard too, maybe, or something, wall, thinking secret garden. That little kid that lives in a wheelchair, and I'm not laughing at that. I'm just like, this is I only saw like the movie that they made, movie version, like in the 80s or 90s. some girl like went to go stay with her family. And that secret garden, I just thought of that with this like wall, and just again that retreat, someplace that's just for you, and someplace that you can relax and take in the moment, just being present, taking the moment. Just flush too, so sun. One more from here. I always like to do like a follow-up clarification. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So, clouds. The cloud. iPhone came out today. Uploading your thoughts, writings, memories. Evaporation. Let's think of, I don't know, watercolors. This card always reminds me of something that I can never really place or think of, but again, with the Four of Wands, which is the reconciliation, it's that middle point, it's the space between where things come together, but haven't necessarily been all completely like worked out, where there's that, again, maybe I'll have to do a supplementary sort of explanation for the different alchemical stages. This could get confusing, I don't want to confuse anyone, but I just think of pastels and watercolors, and very soon. Attraction, reconciliation, very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So again, being decisive and just going with what is like has your back. Both of them are just kind of like leaning, someplace you feel like secure, or maybe someone's attracted to you, and very soon you'll be getting a fun little surprise or reconciliation, or running into them, looking into them, getting some sort of phone call, text, or something that it's just a sweet or kind gesture, or just something like that. So maybe just reconciling two opposite things, seeing that they could be. I just think of like, what's in a name? A rose would smell sweet, and just how, especially from what I've been doing is, combining things that are usually thought of as separate, and seeing where their overlaps are, and whether it's silly or grandiose, or and just seeing where their overlaps are to find a new truth, a new understanding of maybe that vast subject. So again, with the September playlist, September World, there is a angel underlying theme, which if you are really into this, you can kind of look up some of the artists and maybe see why I put certain videos certain places. And I had to get a new deck that I'm going to pull from oracle cards, archangel oracle cards, and just interested in those kinds of things. So yeah, you can see how that works out, and just how we put things in context, names on things that sometimes it's like maybe also not being a slave to associations of ways of looking at things, of certain understandings, and seeing something for what it is, apart from any preconceived notions, associations, ways of looking at it. again, getting to the essence with the rose and distillation, getting to the essence of something, to find the overlap, to find the truth in it. So often I feel like people are skeptical of things or unwilling to open their minds to what's possible or what else there could be, just simply because they're always taught something is wrong, or this thing like astrology, for instance, is could be so much vaster and more important and play such a big role we just don't understand yet. But because it has this sort of pseudoscience, astrology, horoscope kind of connotation, it's usually thought of as, just not relevant, I guess. But I mean, people used to build their cities on it. There has to be something there, So it's always about being able to see something for what it is from your own perspective and come to some sort of understanding for yourself. So, on that note, Archangel deck. Let's see what Archangel guidance we have for us, or things to pay attention to. Middle to the end of the week. 3 cards. Leadership here. Archangel Gabriel. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. A hint, you can look at the King of Cups that I have in the new playlist for Gabriel. Angel Therapy. Archangel Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Again, another trumpet kind of thing. So there's a bit of a glare. There we go, trumpet. Some sort of judgment, like angel therapy. This is beloved one, Archangel Shamuel, I guess. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. These cards. So knowing that you are being helped, and a hello from heaven. Archangel Azrael, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. This reminds me a lot of what I'm seeing on the runway right now, but also that sort of feather gilded, not feather but layered, right here. I don't know, I can't really see it too well, but embellished. A breakthrough, maybe some sort of, maybe you're coming to some sort of breakthrough. And breathe. Again, Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So kind of like that Seven of Swords of releasing what doesn't, you don't need to take with you any further. Breathe. Good way of meditation. Counting in 4, out 4. So, yeah, I hope that was helpful. I kind of want to pull one more. Overcoming difficulties. Archangel Jeremiah. The worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Kind of pretty. The Northern Lights and how that would make a cool pattern, print design, something maybe weave throughout the entire collection, so all together creates when all the models are lined up, or the whole collection is all together, you can see, the whole picture, but it's more abstract, kind of like the 3x5 shape-shifting by systems, all systems go, but overcoming difficulties. And there is some quote, I understanding that undergoing difficulties, maybe I'll find it and put it below, but it's about undergoing something and how, I don't remember exactly. So feather, I think of timeline and how each little line is like one timeline, and then put all the feathers together, you get all these multiple dimensions and things like that. So, if that makes sense to someone. I'll do one more here to end our reading from the Winged Enchantment Oracle deck. Birds, angels, a lot of spirit with the swords, connected through spirit, through thoughts, through wavelengths. Crane. It's like, again, water, air, evaporation. I just thought of a story about how it was a parable or something, but how I don't remember which animal it was, or they were, but it was one, maybe like a mouse or something, trying to get across a lake, and he asked the turtle, maybe, to carry him across the lake, and he said, "You promise you won't eat me when you get across the lake?" And he said he would, but when they crossed the lake, he said, "Sorry, I can't go against my nature," or something like that, and he ate him. I don't know where that came from, why that might be, but something about how you can never change someone's total nature, but we can use our higher minds, again with the Queen of Swords, and to affect our baser instincts, and so taming something, maybe taming something down. Waves, it's like some sort of big tidal wave, also conducting electricity, generating motion, generating power, again with the Judgment and the cardinal signs, Aries and Libra, and generating power of an idea or something to move it forward, to move people forward, to move things forward, the strength, magnitude behind it, behind that initial push, being the force of the wave, and just maybe about Mother Nature too, and how Mother Nature's insane, but it can be covered up beauty too, a little bit deceptive in that way. But let's think, swirls, and kind of reminds me of like Starry Night, but in daytime swirls, clouds, fabric manipulation, again fluidity with the water and the fish. And people know that 88 is a recurring number for me, and something else, but I came across it written in the Sidewalk Cement Fish Club, 1988, and it had a symbol that I don't know, maybe I'll try to take a picture of it. This is a seagull, more water. So just trying to go with the flow, I think, and take things as they come. So how you can have small ripples in time and big tidal waves, and then the evaporation, and it is kind of, again, that cycle. This is 6 Crane. So where in your life do you have an ongoing cycle that may or may not have been paid attention to? Sometimes we just get an auto mode, and just keep going on that cycle unless we question it, kind of like the Queen of Swords or something, have a wake-up call unless we question it and question our role in it, and all these things that we don't stop that tidal wave, and we can change our cyclical nature. So maybe it's also just changing things up, changing the order of things, being flexible in that way. I am Crane at the moment of true awareness. I am lasting peace. I am still water. I am unparalleled focus. I can stand alone longer than anyone, waiting in the water. I can't read this line. Waiting for destiny to unfold at my feet. I never miss a ripple in the water, nor do I dwell on those that have already passed. Seven of Swords. You must also learn to allow your future to find you in the perfect moment. Be at peace now and be silent. Your mind is too busy, your focus too shifty, your spirit like a restless dream. Gather your visions and retreat, giving them time to restore. Allow the chaos around you to be what it needs to be without pulling you into its vortex. I implore you to be still, find your highest mountain, climb your tallest plateau, wait for the ripple to come to you, and then make your move. So again, about timing too. So we talked about patience, timing, not letting something get the best of you with the Seven of Swords. Your active awareness, you are present in the moment, you are mindful, you are crane. So I hope that was helpful or encouraging and a little midweek pick-me-up, and we'll see how long these messages last, or if they hopefully apply to you, and if they did, please like, share, subscribe, and have a great end of the week. And I think I will do a follow-up video talking about the alchemical cycle. So stay tuned if you're interested in that, and also check out the different playlists I've made for September in the Minor Arcana, which I think will carry over for 2 months. Maybe I'll make, we'll see. Anyways, I hope you like them, and take some time for the connections and enjoy that. So thanks for joining me. Have a